all Yiga Daracies. And we're back, man. We got to represent for the hometown on this one. Did y'all know that the Somalian community was running it up on everything?
Everything?
Everything. We're going to be right back on the Keep It P podcast. Yeah. Yeah, nonstop, non-apologetic black empowerment, and we got to represent for the home team. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna let the news speak. Cause JNTs, y'all xenophobic, y'all be spreading hate. Nope. These are the people that we have in our community, and they're draining resources drastically from the community. Exhibit A.
$1 million. 4 years later, by 2024, cost had been over $100 million, 104. Through the first 6 months of this year, costs are at $61 million, meaning if you double that over the entirety of the year, you're looking at $122 million.
Now, just to preface that, what he's talking about is the amount of funds that have been contributed to set Somali community over the last, 6, 7, 10 years? I want y'all to take a look to this.
In 5 years, from $2 million to $122 million. Now, why? 6 people are accused of defrauding HSS, and they're members of the Somali community. But this just gets worse. If we take a look at Minnesota's federally funded autism program. Now, several people, and this is an example, a woman in the Somali community, are co-conspirators, and they're accused of recruiting kids for autism therapy. They brought in families, had them convinced to get their kids diagnosed as autistic. In fact, these families ultimately ended up having various social services bid for their children.
Now, when have they ever bidded for the plight of black people on anything? I needed that right there. Thank you, bro. I needed that. When have y'all ever bidded on securing a foundation for any community that got anything to do with black? We're talking about, and autism is a worthy cause and all, but they fraud. So y'all got y'all own kids acting retarded for some money?
Huh?
Talk about scamming.
Scandalous.
Dang.
Competing with the number size of check that they would get. It didn't matter if the kids had autism. And what happened? Autism claims to Medicaid surged. In 2018, $3 million. By 2023, listen here, from $3 million to $400 million.
Oh, no.
So the whole Somali community is retarded.
Huh?
That's what you're trying to tell me?
Eating.
Is that what you're trying to tell me? The whole Somali community is retarded. That's the conclusion that I draw.
I was noticing some of y'all was getting extra plump.
They faking it. And they gotta be retarded to even do this, is the thing about it. But hold up, there's more, y'all. There's more.
Autism providers jumped from 41 to 328 in 5 years. Now, City Journal reports Somali fraud rings send a lot of money back to Somalia. 40% of households in Somalia get remittances from abroad. That totals $1.7 billion. That is more than the entire budget of the Somali government. What? Money being sent abroad, from abroad, back to Somalia. Where is that money going? Take a look at this.
What?
Most alarmingly, a lot of that money is funneled through money traders, and in the end, ends up in the hands of Al-Qaeda-linked Islamic terror group Al-Shabaab.
What?
So to bring this full circle, the Minnesota taxpayers are funneling money through fraudulent autism claims back to Somalia, where that money lands in the accounts of Al-Shabaab.
So wait a minute though, but did you see that number though? That's $1.7 billion though.
Fam said more than the whole Somalia.
You know what that is, though? That's our reparations money.
Period.
Y'all want to give it to retarded Somalians.
Just a small taste. To let me be clear of that. That little 1.7 billion is little
Yeah.
when it comes to the total amount
20
of
trillion.
what is owed. That's a little drip in the bucket, but we'll take the little taste. It's a little start.
Yeah, them could have been some nice starter programs, specifically for foundational Black American programs. And good afternoon too. I seen you on there. But man, hold
And
on, man.
hey, and I'm saying no programs. It'd have been a nice checketh.
Yeah.
That should
Well,
have been a straight checketh payment. I don't care if it was a little 4,000, 5,000.
right. Yeah. It doesn't even matter. So y'all y'all funding Al Shabazz. Il Al
Wow.
Shabazz. Hey, did you know Ilhan Omar married one of her peoples to be over here in the country? They all fraud over there.
Period.
All of them. I got a little bit more though, because let's expand on where that money's going. Cause see, they just touched on it a little bit, but they got it out now.
Federal prosecutors say Minnesota is grappling with one of the biggest welfare fraud waves in U.S. history. And now counterterrorism officials warn some of that money very likely ended up in the pockets of al-Shabaab. And
Al-Shabaab, boy. They out here funding Al-Shabaab with retarded Somali community money.
Hold on, fam. Did you hear in history?
Damn. And but Professor Small say we should be looking out for the Africans and seeing what we should do for the Africans and hooking up. That's what we should be doing, dog. These the people we should supposed to be bringing in and looking out for. The fraudsters.
Hold on. We spoke. Hold on. They don't need no help. They helping
I
themselves
swear.
to everything.
Al-Qaeda-linked terror group operating out of Somalia. National correspondent Kayla Gaskins has the details from Washington.
Is the biggest funder of Al-Shabaab, the Al-Qaeda-linked terror group in Somalia, actually the Minnesota taxpayer? A federal investigator says yes.
They said yes.
An alarming claim first reported by City Journal, which spoke with multiple former federal agents. The U.S. Attorney's Office has charged dozens of defendants across multiple schemes, including housing aid fraud, pandemic child nutrition fraud, and false billing for autism therapy.
So not only the autism. Oh, we did that story. Remember when they were saying that they did the Meals on Wheels and they was giving out so much food, but they never was giving out the food?
Come on,
we did that story. We did that one. Going back and looking to keep
Section 8 fraud.
We did that one, man. But the housing aid fraud, what's that? We got to find out what that is. We got to do our investigative report to figure out what that's about. I know I can tell you what it's about. About 4 or 5 of them living in them apartments over there southeast, all getting checks going to the same apartment. I bet you that's one. All getting housing grants for the same apartment. I bet you that's one.
Period.
I bet you that's one.
In total, prosecutors say these schemes have cost Minnesota taxpayers billions of dollars.
Not millions, but billions.
With a B.
With the capital billions. And tell me why we need these diaspora people again. Why is it we got the mayor or we got the congressperson with the fraud? She Jamaican, Haitian, whatever. We got the Somalians over here tearing it up. Every time you look around on the crime scene side of the game, somebody acting up, it's a teller. I mean, it's a teller. What we supposed to do here?
Still, there are people that have legitimately could use those resources that are not.
I don't know, like foundational Black Americans, maybe.
Maybe.
Is them the people you're talking about? Could have used them their resources. Foundation.
Could use those resources that are not getting those resources. It's past criminal.
Minnesota.
Criminal, you say?
Past it?
What's past criminality? Jail?
Prison?
Right, prison. I know what's past criminal. Jail. Why ain't nobody in there? That's the question. Jeez, Louise. But there's more.
Is home to one of the country's largest Somalis. Former state fraud investigator Keish Magan, himself a Somali American.
Oh, well, there you go. You know what that means? There's coons in every race.
Period.
Or he's one that really get it and on code with the Black Americans that afforded him the right to be here and be in that position. And he like, yo, y'all, my people, y'all doing wrong. And I got to expose you. And I got to expose you. Y'all no king over here doing wrong to them Black Americans. I got to expose you.
Wrote last year that it's uncomfortable and true that nearly all defendants in these major fraud cases come from that community.
They have taken advantage of
out the Somalia horse's mouth. The Somalian horse told you so. I didn't say it. The head investigator Somali guy said, it's just that community. Ain't not gonna say it them. Rampant.
the most generous country in the world and one of the most generous states in that country.
And according to City Journal, some of the stolen money was sent overseas through informal cash transfer networks. Investigators say once that cash arrived in Somalia, al-Shabaab took a cut, whether the sender intended that or not.
Pretty much across the board, people that I spoke to said there really isn't a law enforcement solution to this problem. As you said, that's simply playing whack-a-mole. People pretty consistently told me that, there needs to be a policy change here.
Critics claim
a policy? Where's jail at?
Where it at now?
Come on now. You can't sit here and tell me that you got the housing fraud, you got the food fraud, you got the what was the other one with the fraud? The
autism.
The autism fraud. So medical, financial, housing, and agricultural fraud
Across the board.
And terrorism.
Not that pesky old thing.
Terrorism. Supporting the Somali pirates. Like the dude in the picture behind us.
But you see how they threw in, whether you intended to or not, though. So there's some of them that didn't really mean to, though. Already got the Somali splain.
This is I'm glad that they're pointing out, they're putting that they are Somali and not FBF. Of course, well, they ain't got no choice with this one. This is the media's way of chastising their tethers and their co-conspirators. See, we let y'all think that y'all was better than them Negroes for a little minute, because what they not telling you is ain't no way all of these Somalians got all of this money without no white approval.
Come on.
Okay. So along with all of these funds that's being distributed, best believe there's a YT coordinator that got his cut before any of that even went out.
Before Shabazzer got any.
Before they got theirs.
Because
there was a cut over here first.
Listen to what they said. Every every bread transfer that comes into Somali, Shabazz get they cut. And you know that. So then why don't you stop any money from going over there? You don't, because you getting your cut too, Mr. United States, man.
Not only that, but come on, man. You saying there's millions and trillions of dollars coming through and ain't no white person head of the
Of course there is.
Yeah, who is that though? They ain't talking about that.
Oh, no, of course. Don't worry about all that.
And I'm not caping for the Somali community. They still
At
some
all.
others that need to go ahead and get on with that scamming crap. But
We
what
are
I'm
not
saying,
all in this together.
no, we're not. Hold your own sambusas.
Hold on.
Your own sambusas. If y'all know what sambusas is, they're actually pretty good though.
They are pretty tasty, but
yeah, I ain't going front on the sambusa.
And I gotta watch what you doing when I'm in there too, because you might try to slip me some bush meat, P.
Yeah, you gotta wash your hands because you gotta do it with your hands and with the come on now. Get the sambusas correct now. But anyway, hold on. There's a little bit more, and I'm gonna let
Minnesota leaders have tiptoed around the issue, fearing a backlash from the state's powerful Somali American voting bloc. And
what? I am flabbergasted. They fear backlash from Somalians? Wow. Have they ever said that they fear backlash from the black community for anything? They scared to go after them because they fear backlash? So just let Al-Shabaab, let Shabaab and them get rich. It's all good. It ain't the Negroes though. And that's what's wrong with you. That's what your problem is right there. That's gonna be the death of this country and the death of everything. Cause y'all, you got your eyes on the Negro and everybody else is robbing you blind. And I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code. And you know that I got 4 words for you. I need you to go ahead and subscribe for the vibe, like for this fight, comment your vibe, and share if you care about getting black empowerment everywhere. Please do that on the platforms that we own, Jones. And just to bring it all the way home, I got love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I am out to Doha for sure. You already know how. Yiggity.